and cry. It's a
Hi everyone. You can see me now. I heard that the clapping helps sync up the video, so that's why I was clapping. Hi, welcome back to Cigarettes, Coffee, and Christ. You can see me now. I'm trying out this camera on my new phone. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if I'll keep the video or not, but we'll see. I'm in my bunker attire. I got my conspiracy glasses on, mainly because I have really bad bags right now. I don't know why. I've been tired. I don't know what could be stressing me out lately. It's like there's not anything going on in the world that's stressful or should be causing me any undue stress, but here I am, all stressed out. So since I'm doing the video, I'm not editing anything. I don't have any notes laid out. I had an episode planned way back that I wanted to do, and then we got super crazy with work, getting ready to open up, and we are not opening up now. So we're going to dive into Korona a little bit. I know most of you have read all my posts and kind of know where I'm at with it, but we'll do it in this format. So yeah, some of you know I work at a small lake resort. You know, it's not very big. We have some cabins, a little restaurant, little store, and all that stuff. And yeah, we do not know when we're going to open. We were supposed to open up on March 27th. Then we were tentatively looking at April 10th, but now we don't know. Now the governor is... let's just jump into it. I'm sick over it. I've been sick over this whole thing, not physically. I mean, I did get sick before all this happened, right as it was breaking and joking that, oh, I have coronavirus, but, you know, it was just a normal flu. But it just gets worse and worse. It's just getting crazier and crazier, and it's not crazy because of the actual illness. It's not, I mean, it's crazy because of the media, and it's just ramped up and ramped up and ramped up and to hysteria and hoarding, and it's crazy to me. I made this post on Facebook. I was, saying how I literally could not get away from the news of it. I would turn on the news in the morning. It'd be nothing but Korona. National news would come on, and that was even worse. Just panic, pandemic, crisis, panic, shutting everything down. And so I'm like, screw this. I'll watch some YouTube. And of course, YouTube, it pops up this big thing. Get all your COVID, Korona things here and everything. So I'm like, no more YouTube. Turn on the SmartCast. I got an internet TV, and across the whole banner was just Korona news here. The coronavirus channel, which actually I haven't seen the last few days. Maybe that was too far for everybody. But they had, on the internet TV channels, they had an entire channel for it. So I don't know how long this one's going to be. I just wanted to kind of check in and say hi to everybody. Like I said, most of you who listen to it, mainly my friend Robert Peisel. Hi, Peisel. I think I'm just doing these for you. That's okay, because I love you, man. You're my biggest supporter. I wish I could get these out more. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, what do we do? Sorry. I have unrelated sniffles, probably from smoking too much, and it's very cold out. We got a bunch of snow. But yeah, what do we do about all this? I mean, there's not much we can do. I thought that from an anarchist point of view, I mean, I'm in California. I'm sure most of you know that. I might have a few stray listeners. And the governor is forcing like restaurants to only do takeout. They're saying nightclubs and bars just can't open. So we're at a point now where the governor is telling private businesses they can't operate. And on the local news yesterday morning, it was crazy because the newscaster was like, he said specifically, armed officers will be patrolling businesses to make sure they're not open. And now we're just like in a whole new territory. When we start getting into martial law and mandatory curfews and lockdowns and telling a private business that they cannot open up under threat of violence. I mean, it was just weird how the news specifically said armed officers will be patrolling businesses. And that's local. I'm in kind of near the Fresno area. That's the biggest major city to us, about 40 minutes away. So I don't know. I've gone from annoyance to laughing at it to genuine concern to fear. I mean, honestly, but not about the virus. I've never had any concern about the actual virus. And I know, people are saying the mortality rate and death rate is, 3% higher than the flu. And that doesn't, all right, keep my computer from turning off here while I record. I don't know. The worst part of this, hands down, is the hysteria. And George Stephanopoulos, man, I never really liked him, but I'd have moments where I think he was being kind of unbiased and every once in a while. But man, watching him on this thing, it's been like, okay, they'll have a doctor on who's not going crazy and he's speaking like calmly. It's like, well, we need to be careful. This isn't as bad as we think. And George Stephanopoulos immediately like comes with the tone. Are you sure this isn't the worst thing ever that's going to kill? It's just got like this. People will say something positive and something uplifting, and then immediately is like, are you sure? I'm pretty sure this is the worst thing ever in the world. So I don't know. My hours are being severely cut because we're not opening. A lot of my stuff is grounds work and, cosmetic stuff around the resort. And it was a mix of them kind of hinting at and me volunteering to, cut my hours down. A lot of my stuff I do is not incredibly crucial to the resort. We're not hiring any staff right now or cooks. So we have this little core team that is just, kind of continuing to get things ready, but also slowing it down. We were told not to order any supplies. The cleaning ladies said, I forgot the name of the company, whatever big, industry company we get our sanitizer and cleaning supplies for are out. I don't know how it's all going to work. We're going to do boats and cabins still until we can open up the restaurant, but that's going to be tricky because that's all going to have to be sanitized and completely cleaned after anyone comes through it. So I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. This is an interesting time. I don't go too conspiracy ever, really, you guys. You know that. I kind of stick to things that are kind of visible and obvious. But this one, man, someone's pulling the strings somehow. I don't know who. I don't know why. This is beyond a left and right thing, but something about this feels so intentional. And I don't know the end game, and I don't know the purpose. And to the point where I just can't watch the news anymore, really. I'll click it on I just want to watch the weather. I just want to see the weather for the day. And it's so hard to hit that 10-second window of weather, and then it's right back to confirmed cases, shutting down, all this shit. I'm tired of it. So it's one of those things, like I said, I can't ignore. I'm bombarded with it everywhere, on every single screen and device I have. Waiting for an ad to pop up in like Doom or Elder Scrolls or something in a video game. Like, that's the last bastion I have of escape from this craziness. And so far, no one's popped anything physically into a game about it. I don't know. The new Doom Eternal's coming out in a few days. Maybe they'll sneak something in there. But, so, yeah. I want to touch on another little topic real quick, and then maybe, I don't know, I'll review some music and games I've been checking out, because I have had free time, which is kind of cool. I was able to, maybe get this pod going. Maybe I'll have a little more time to work on it. So a couple of weeks ago, I don't know how long it's been at this point, I put up, which I thought was a very well thought out and very well metered, intelligent post on abortion. And I related it to the free will and choice that God gives all of us. And I consider myself fairly well spoken, especially when I write. I feel like I don't put things out without thinking about them. In my head, I think my tone is good. I think I'm getting the point across I want to make, but either I don't, or a lot of my Christian friends, and I love you all, and some of you who are in that feed before I deleted it, which I'll get into, I don't know. I guess I got to put the blame on me. I guess I'm not explaining things right. And it pissed off some family members and some friends, and people were like, what the F are you talking about? What I was basically saying is I never said I supported abortion. I never said I was in favor of abortion. I think what got everybody, I was using a literary device. I was saying I'm pro-choice, and I was trying to say that in a way, I was trying to relate it to, I didn't mean pro-choice, I'm pro-choice. I was trying to use it as a metaphor or a literary device. I was trying to say that God has given us all free will. God has given us freedom of choice, and we can use that choices however we want. And we are, of course, responsible for the effects of those choices, be it emotionally, mentally, physical ramifications here on earth, or we will deal with those choices in the next place we go to. And, my big thing is love. My big thing is angry love a lot of the time. I know it's kind of a contradiction, it seems like, when my posts can be so full of rage and anger, and we could argue if it was justified or not. It is something I've been very open about. I deal with. I get super angry. And I also really push loving everybody. And I push it in a very pure, action-oriented kind of way. And I had someone, I won't say who, if you were able to see the post before I pulled it, whatever. Someone close to me, was very angry, and he said the phrase, something about these trashy sluts. He was referring to women who have had abortion as trashy sluts. And that's the kind of shit I was trying to talk about and get around in this post I made. I was saying, look, we all have the right to choose our own lives and to make our own choices. And yes, we will suffer the ramifications of those, but we are all in the same boat when it comes to sin, when it comes to mistakes and evil, and we all have this capacity, and we are all sinners. We are from the day we are born until the day we die, and we are not above or below anyone. I am not above the woman who chose to have an abortion, and that is not going to change my love for her. That is not going to change my concern for the things that this human has to go through. And for some people, I don't know how I see some friends and even family, talk about women who have abortions, and just you guys are no better off, okay? Just because their sin to you is horrific, and is to me too, and I was never in favor of abortion. And another point I was making is it's not something I will ever have to deal with. It's not, okay. So let's say, okay, I'm against abortion. That's fine. It's not something I will ever have to deal with. So what do I do with that information? What am I supposed to do with it? Am I supposed to go down to the freaking Planned Parenthood and call all the women going into their whores and sluts and call them killers and baby murderers? That's not winning anyone over to our side. Okay. Okay, it's like, yeah, I'm against it. What do I do with that? No one's ever brought someone to Christ by calling them a whore and a killer and a murderer and a baby killer and a slut and all this shit. So anyway, I pulled the post because honestly, I was taking a lot of heat, and I was taking a lot of heat from really close, people to me in my life. And I can take that. I can obviously take heat. You see, I dish it out. I'm pretty good about answering questions and responding and all that stuff. But this one, I was like, you know what? This is too hot. I'm obviously not explaining myself correctly, and I'm going to let it go. I pulled it. And my goal is not to piss people off. I want to get people thinking differently about what it means to love everyone and what unconditional love means. And I want people to think about how we think about other people and how we actually treat them, and what our actions do and what they look like to the rest of the world. And, I had a few people on that thread that were like, a very good friend of mine, Jennifer, said perfection, beautiful. And she's, I don't know, Buddhist, atheist, left, something. So, it's not surprising, because she probably misunderstood it too. She probably thought, like everyone else thought, I was saying I was pro-abortion, and I'm not. But I greatly respect Jennifer. I don't think she ever listens, but if you do, you're my rational discuss buddy. And since I'm just kind of rambling today, that's another thing that kind of bugs me. I'm not saying I'm right about everything. I am on a personal journey in my faith right now. Okay? I feel like I have a good amount of the Spirit in me. I really do feel like I'm getting better at interpreting scriptures and understanding how I actually feel about things. But I'm not going to be right all the time. I'm not going to have the scriptures down pat every time. But this is my journey, and I'm going on it. And I know I'm on the brink of understanding some really important things. And I want you all to come with me. And I don't want that to sound, what's the word? I don't know. I'm not trying to say I understand things better than everybody, but I do believe God gave me a gift to see into how things are working, especially when it comes to loving others. And I know I'm coming at things from a different angle. And I just want you guys to come with me. Anyway, my point was, I'll try to discuss these things. I'll try to bring them up. And I can have better discussions with these like Buddhists and atheists and pagans and stuff. Like, they're more open to hearing what I have to say than so many of my Christian friends. And a lot of you don't know each other, so I'm not singling anyone out. I have great discussions with many of you, and I love you all. I'm just saying, I have these certain little, I'm in a lot of different circles. I'm in a lot of different private groups. I'm in a couple of public groups that I keep separate from my main page, because my main page is family and friends. And man, if you saw some of the shit I dropped in some of my closed groups. But anyway, I get frustrated because I'll hit these hard walls with fellow Christians who think they have it all figured out. I'm admitting I don't, but there are ideas and things I want to talk about and discuss. And I just hit these brick walls with some of you guys. And I'm getting into better discussions and learning more from some of these, non-Christian people. I would like that to change. Again, I'm never trying to offend any of you. Listen, you're looking at it the wrong way. It's like with the abortion post. Okay. I respect you guys enough to let you know what I'm thinking about. I have enough respect for you and your intelligence to think you can understand what I'm saying. And I'm not saying you don't have the right to get angry. I'm, again, probably not phrasing things right. I'm not saying you can't disagree with me. I don't know. I don't know my role on this planet. I don't know what my role is on Facebook or podcasting, but I know I got shit to say. And I know you're all not going to agree with me, but I ask you just listen to me. I ask that you just try to look at things at the way I'm looking at it. If I'm wrong, you disagree, let's talk about it. Let's not go name calling. It hurts when it's my inner circle that I feel like I can't talk to, basically. And my inner circle should be my brothers and sisters in Christ. And I'm just getting from certain groups, again, a lot of what I feel is closed-mindedness. And I think a lot of that is, I'm guilty of this too. I will get into this mindset, especially with God and Jesus and Christianity, where we think we have it figured out. We think we understand this book. We think we know what Jesus was saying, and then we just run with it. And we could be wrong. Again, I don't ever come at anything in a non-biblical way. Everything I bring up, you can believe me or not, is rooted in the Bible and rooted in my studies. And anyway, let's be done with that. It's going to be hard to edit out all the ums and likes, but who cares? We're trying the video thing. I'm in a weird mood, and I don't know where this is going. So back to Korona, I guess. I have had some free time. So I am trying to use it to practice my guitar and practice some worship songs I've been doing for this youth group my mom's doing. And that's been really good for me to just try to get back to some worship music and try to get back to my guitar. I might start recording some of those and put them up here too. We'll see. And I've had time to play video games. Many of you know I super love video games. I'm super excited about the new Doom Eternal coming out in a few days. So I've blown through Doom 2016. Like, I've almost platinumed this thing. Like one trophy away from a platinum or something like that. And I'm trying to look at the positives in it. It is something that's super important to me. So I know many of you listening aren't gamers or anything, so I'll make this quick, and then maybe I'll get onto some music that's been helping me get through this and stuff I've been listening to. But Doom 2016, $20 on PlayStation right now. Super good game. And I'm beating the shit out of demons. So, theologically I feel pretty sound playing it. It's gory as hell, but I like cutting up demons with a chainsaw. So anyway, if you do play, I was surprised at how in-depth yet simple it was. Super addicting combat loop, super fun. Just good old-fashioned heavy metal, good old gory Doom fun. I'm very much looking forward to Eternal. So we'll see. Grimes. Many of you know Grimes is like my favorite artist in the world. I've never really talked about her because I don't know much about her personal life. I honestly checked her out because I heard Elon Musk was dating her, and I kind of am I don't know if I'm a fan, but I'm very interested by that man. I do think he's smart. I think he's trying to figure stuff out. And like, oh, who's this? Some indie pop star. And checked her out, fell in love with the album Art Angels. It's absolutely one of the best albums I've ever heard from start to finish. It's this incredible mix of like 90s pop with this just seething punk bite underneath it. You can see me now. I'm making air quotes. It's pop music, but she's very independent, very creative. Her composition is flawless on her music. When she tries to emulate a certain sound, she does and brings her own flavor to it. So anyway, get Art Angels. That's her most accessible album. Some of her older stuff is more experimental and weird, but Art Angels is clean. It's perfect. Even if you're not into pop music, if you're just into composition and a really good musician. But that's not the album I'm talking about. That's what got me into her. The new one, Miss Anthropocene, I have no idea how to pronounce it. It's good. It's no Art Angels, but the tracks that hit on it, in this album, she goes for like a really alternative, kind of hard alternative rock sound. A lot of it is very reminiscent of like the 90s. Even, I think it's the song I Am Dark. Probably my favorite one on the album. It even directly references like Bullet with Butterfly Wings and Stupid Girl, and it's an homage to the 90s. The song 4 a.m. is an incredible throwback to like 2002 breakbeats. Like when that, I think you would classify it as breakbeat. See, I used to know all this stuff and now everyone just calls it EDM. But we used to have very distinct categories: drum and bass, jungle, breakbeat, all this. So it's this really cool classic kind of old school club banger in like the breakbeat style. Then she's got some that I'm not so into. So Heavy I Fell Through the Earth is pretty and atmospheric, and I could see putting it on in the background, but it's kind of boring. So this one doesn't have as many just like rock solid hits as I like, but like I Am Dark and We Appreciate Power is great. And I know she was raised Catholic. She's definitely not a Christian. I'm not promoting this as Christian music or whatever. I've already talked about temple meat, what that means in an earlier episode. You can go check it out. It's called Deadpool and Temple Meat, I think. I'm not getting into that right now. So I know on Art Angels, there are just these really heavy, positive, tones about spirituality and angels, and Belly of the Beat is, I think it's about heaven. Anyway, this album, Grimes is weird. Okay. I want to just state right now, I know nothing about her personal beliefs and politics. I know she was raised Catholic. I know she has a big cross tattoo on her arm. I'm not saying she is a Christian artist, and if you really only focus on Christian music, then I'm not really going to suggest her. Some of the stuff is like, in I Am Dark, she's got the line, the boys are such a bore, the girls are such a bore. I never trust the government and pray to God for sure. So far, love those lines. We don't need to sleep anymore. That's what the drugs are for. So I don't know where she's coming from. And then I saw a few things she put out. She's weird as hell. Don't get me wrong. She put out like what demons and what spirits these songs like represent. Like the angel of so-and-so, the demon of so-and-so. And it's not that in itself. I know you're probably sounds bad, but it doesn't. Like, God, what is the name of that one song? I should pull it up. It's about addiction, and it's about recovery and all this. And this one, she says, this is fighting the demon of addiction, and this one is supporting the spirit of love. So I'm not going deep into her philosophies. I'm not going into her beliefs. I just know she makes some kick-ass music. Most of the time, it's a very positive message. She's incredibly creative. I think she is absolutely gorgeous, too. I don't know. She started doing some weird stuff when she got pregnant with her makeup. But whatever. She's an awesome little weirdo. She's dating an awesome weirdo, Elon Musk. So I like their little weird alien Mars baby. And I love her music. So I would definitely check out the album. Maybe just on YouTube or Spotify or something if you don't want to buy it. There are definitely some incredible tracks on it. I'm getting cold. I turned off my heater because you can hear it in the microphone, but I might have to turn it back on. Getting chilly. Oh, Demon Hunter, which is a Christian band, but is a hardcore friggin' MF Christian metal band. They are awesome. If you're into any kind of hard music, metal, punk, a lot of their albums, they're different in tone on each one. They kind of do different styles. Excuse me. I got the first part of a 2-part album they're putting out called War. The next one's going to be called Peace. It is hardcore metal all the way through. Their last one, Outlive, is one of my favorite albums of all time. They almost remind me back in the day of Petra. Way harder, of course, but they'll come in with the clean vocals. They'll come in with kind of almost, they'll hit certain parts that are like that 80s sound. Some tracks have like that almost Japanese synth metal sound. If you are concerned about, like, the source of your music and you do like really hard metal, Demon Hunter is the way to go. Like, I think they're my next tattoo too. I just love their icon, this demon skull with a bullet hole right in the middle of it. Hardcore stuff, incredible message. So I've been, listening to Grimes and Demon Hunter. And Demon Hunter goes great while playing Doom, I might add, as well, because you're literally hunting demons. I don't know. It's getting kind of dark in here. I can't see the camera. The sun's going away. I just wanted to touch base with everybody. I just wanted to say hi. I wanted to try out this new camera thing. I'm going to see how I can sync it up and editing and all that and putting in music. So I think we're going to call it there. I just wanted to vent a little bit. I love you guys no matter what our beliefs are. I love you guys for my fellow Christians if we disagree on things. I do want everyone to stay safe. I'll touch on this. I never said I don't think Korona is an issue. I never said we don't need to take precautions or be safe. And I know this is dangerous for certain groups of the population. I'm just losing my shit over the panic and the media coverage and the just insane fear and chaos that is coming from this. And something sinister's going on. I really think there's something bigger at play here. And I'm not a conspiracy guy, but it's crazy to me. But I want everyone to stay safe. If you got time off from work, take advantage of it. Read, write, do some art, do whatever makes you happy, whatever calms your anxiety. Again, I love you guys. I love you with all my heart, and I really mean that. And we're not going to agree on everything. I'm going to put up shit that's going to make some of you mad, but just know that I respect you enough to show it to you, to show you what I'm thinking, to show you what my process is, what I'm going through. And just be safe. Keep your hands clean. That's it. I'm going to sign off. I love you guys. God bless. Take care of each other. Love each other. And we'll see you on the next one. All right. Cheers and bye.